Hey guys, welcome back. I have missed chatting with you guys. Today we're going to be doing a drugstore spring makeup look. I have a lot of new products, so you're going to get some little mini reviews in here. We're going to get ready. We're going to chat about where the heck I've been, why I've been MIA once again, and so let's get right on into this. If you are new, please subscribe. I would love to have you here. All of my social media links are listed below. I have Twitter, I have Pinterest, I have Snapchat, I have Instagram. Everything is linked down below, and of course everything that I use today will always be linked in the description bar for you as well. So let's get into creating this really gorgeous purpley Caribbean blue cool tone pinks. I mean, can you see a theme? My face matches my outfit because that's how I roll right now. I'm going to start out by priming my lids, and I picked up the Milani eyeshadow primer to try. So this eyeshadow primer I've been using for about a week or so here since I picked it up, and it is not a eyeshadow primer that is going to color your lids, like to really conceal any veining or that sort of thing. But I like the consistency of this. It's not dry. It is kind of hydrating. It does say in the back of here to let this set for 30 seconds, so we're going to fill that airtime with me talking because I am good at that. And it looks like this if you haven't tried it. I have never tried this, but Emily Noel, I think that was like, oh my gosh, way too much. Emily Noel, 83, Emily, she uses this all the time and she really likes it. And you know, there's so many eyeshadow primers to choose from, but I was at the drugstore and I do have a haul coming up, and I picked it up. So we're going to try this out. I've been using it, and so far it has held on to my shadows just fine. So I was playing around in makeup the other day, and I created a really pretty look, and so that's what we're going to do today. And we're going to be using all affordable makeup or drugstore makeup. I have a few things that are not drugstore just because I don't have a drugstore option, but that's okay because most of this is. I'm going to start off with Vanilla Bean by Makeup Geek, which is just a matte, mostly matte. There's tiny, tiny, tiny little particles of, I don't even, like, maybe shimmer, but not really. It's one of those things where you're never going to see it anyways, but I like to set my eyeshadow primer with shadow, because for me, I find that my shadows blend so much better when I do this. If I skip this step, I have trouble blending. Probably my fault, but I just find this is a helpful step. Have you guys tried the Wet n Wild brushes? I've seen some, well, okay, so I say newer, but I actually haven't stepped foot in the drugstore to like look around at stuff in probably a year and a half, for real. Which is why I decided to go, and I just bought a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm going to film that video next actually, so that'll be the next video that you see from me. And then after that haul, and I show you what I got, I'm going to be doing reviews on everything. And so I'm really excited because I haven't really incorporated a lot of drugstore in a while on my channel, but because I've been trying to use up what I have, okay, let me just tell you, creme brulee is what I'm going to do next. I have to remember to like put on makeup as I'm talking. I tend to just talk and hold the makeup process here. And then this is just a big ol', I actually should use a different brush. Hold up. So anyways, I haven't been shopping for makeup, and so I thought, you know what? Drugstore is affordable. Everyone loves a good drugstore product that you can just go out and buy and it works and all that kind of thing. No, I know hauls are not everybody's thing, and that's totally understandable. But I just figured it would be a good idea to show you what all I got so that you know what reviews to be looking for, or what get ready with me is using the products to be looking for kind of thing. I like that about it. Like, I like when people do that. Like, when you watch someone say, hey, I'm buying this, and then there's going to be a review coming up, then I know to be looking for that. So for those of you who do not follow me on Instagram, I did an Instagram live last week and kind of updated those of you who joined me on where I've been and kind of what's been going on and whatnot. So I figured I have a lot of YouTubers that maybe you don't follow. You should follow me on Instagram though, because I am most active there. I've also been, I've resurrected my Twitter account, and so follow me on Twitter too, because it's fun. Okay, I like watch shows, and I'll tweet out something, or I'll just tweet something that inspires me, just all kinds of things. So follow me on those two spots. I do have Snapchat and I do use it as well, so all my socials are always down below. But anyways, so alright, so here's what's happened. I don't want to delve into details about anything, but the beginning of March I had a procedure done, a medical procedure, and I had a few ups and downs, a few complications, and things took a little bit longer to heal. I'm still not 100% yet. but I'm a solid 80 and I'm able to be up and out of my bed, walk around, go to the store, do all those kinds of things. The first 2.5 weeks, I was basically bedridden, not really too mobile. And when you go through things in life that cause you to literally stop, literally not move, pause, or really painful things physically, you know, it causes you to really have time to reflect and to think about things. And yeah, I did watch a lot of YouTube. Let's be real. I binged watched and found new people, thought about a lot of different things, did some reading and this, that, and the other thing, but I really realized that my priorities and where at the rate at which I was doing some things were not fruitful. They weren't productive anymore. Things that weren't producing good fruit are getting cut from my life and my time. And, you know, we all have the same amount of time in a day, and what we do with it is, you know, it's your choice, you know. And so you can't really ever say, well, I don't have time. You do have time, but what is filling up your time that isn't fruitful? That's causing you more stress and, you know, keeping you from the things you should be doing or the things you should be spending time doing, you know. And so I was thinking about all the things that I do maybe in a given day. Is this like leftover glue on my face? You know, things that were stealing my joy or things that were stealing my peace. Oh my gosh, anything that steals your peace, you need to cut that out. You know, peace is something that I do not take for granted. I'm going to take Makeup Geek's Mirage. This is a really pretty highlighter. It's not super highlighty-y. That's not a word. It's a little bit yellow undertone, so if this is too dark, use something else, but I think it's really pretty. I don't like a super frosty highlighter on me. I'm just going to put this in my inner corner here a little bit. Next, I'm going to go in with Makeup Geek's Pop Culture. Oh my gosh, I love a really cool toned lavender shadow. I just think it's so brightening. It's so much fun. This is a Sigma E45 brush. I think this is a good brush choice. So over the course of the past month, I'm ever so grateful for my husband. You know, it really is true when you go through difficult things with your spouse, you know, a deeper love. It's like a deeper love. And oh my gosh, we definitely experienced some things. And then after he was taking care of me, he then got a really bad cold. We just had some unexpected things happen, and I don't know. I feel like the past 2 months, I mean, the last Get Ready With Me I posted was kind of chaotic, me telling you all these things that are happening, you know. And I know, like, when I watch YouTube, you don't always hear people talking about their real lives outside of just makeup. And I struggle with that because, for me, I want to share those things with you because there could be an encouragement in there. There could be something that you need to hear that day, or maybe you can relate to me and you don't feel so alone in a certain situation. And so I like to talk about things other than makeup because that's who I am anyways. I like to talk about surface stuff and whatever, but I really like to talk about what's your story. Like, I like to get to know people, you know, and feel free. Like, you don't feel like you have to, but if there's ever something you want to share with me, you can always private message me too. But my gosh, like, this is such a cool platform in and of itself that you can create a channel. It's yours. You can say, you know, you can go where you want with it. But like, I have this freedom to talk with you guys, and I like to create an atmosphere of it's girlfriends hanging out. That's why I started this. That's truly why I started this. So another thing I was thinking about as I'm laying in bed, and I hope I can piece this together because I'm kind of all over the place with my thoughts, but I was thinking about why'd you start a channel? And the answer to that is simply that I am a military spouse, military wife, and I started my channel when my husband deployed as a means to communicate with other people. And of course I was watching videos and just thinking, I'm chatty. I can do this. Like, and when you have 2 kids under 2, you're just looking for an adult conversation, right? Okay, now we're going to go in with this color. This is Daydreamer. This is a Makeup Geek foiled eyeshadow, which I love these. So when I started watching YouTube, I was watching makeup tutorials and stuff like that. And I noticed in a very short amount of time that everybody's channel felt different. and some were more businessy and to the point, just, you know, like review focused and whatever. Others, you know, people were a little bit more open to talk about their lives a little bit. And I've always been drawn into like reality shows and talk shows because it's real people talking about lives, or real people talking about something we all can relate to somewhere. You know, there's so many topics of things that we're human. We're all in a way the same. And so I was realizing, you know, I have something to offer. What can I bring to the table? And so over the course of March, I'm thinking about my channel and where I started and where do I want to go, kind of thing. I'm not a makeup artist. I basically taught myself through watching YouTube videos and through making so many mistakes here. Like, I watch my old videos and I just cringe. In fact, I was having a low point and I was feeling kind of embarrassed about a lot of my older videos, and I put a ton of them on private, and now I'm telling you. So what was the point, right? The point is, I've come a long way, and I'm not afraid to make mistakes. I openly admit I am a sinner. I make so many mistakes. But I think that's understandable, because I don't think a single one of us, or a single one of you watching this, is like, I know it all, I'm a makeup artist, like, and if you are, you don't know it all, you know, and that's the truth. Like, there's always a place to learn. So I think about, like, what can I offer? What is the environment I want to create here on my channel? Okay, so who's watching American Idol? I am loving that American Idol is back. Love to hear people's stories. I mean, it's really quite amazing what some of these stories of these people, very inspiring. You know, some people have gone through so much that I can't fathom that. I mean, I grew up in a very healthy home and a very normal childhood. I mean, nothing, and I can honestly say nothing traumatizing, nothing awful has ever happened to me. I'm going to take a little bit of Whimsical, which is a light frosty lavender purple, and I'm going to put that a little bit in the center of my eyelids here. We're also watching The Voice just for fun. I've never watched that show. Like, I've watched an episode here or there over the years, but I've never followed the whole thing. But I love Kelly Clarkson. I've always been a huge Kelly Clarkson fan. I remember when she won on American Idol. I was washing dishes at a restaurant when that show first was on, and so I'd not sneak out, but after I get a load of dishes in there, I'd come out and watch, because it's like a bar restaurant supper club type situation, and they had a TV, of course, and so I'd come out and watch that. And of course, I worked school nights too, so I'd be doing homework in between that, and be like, I gotta hurry up and finish my homework so I can go see who sings next or whatever, and do dishes. Like, I've always been someone that's like, you know, doing a few things here at once. Why do I look like I have no eyebrows? I'm gonna take the NYX liquid liner, and I'm not gonna do a wing, but I am gonna do a liquid black eyeliner because I like how it really defines my eyes. But I like a very thin line. I don't like it too thick, and like I said, I'm not gonna do a wing because I'm just not into the wing anymore. Like, I was into the wing simply because everyone else was doing it, and I was so influenced by YouTube, aren't we all? And I decided it's not me. It never was me. I tried it for a while, and I decided, nope, we are not doing the wing any longer. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. So going back to American Idol, I've been really loving Katy Perry's makeup. Like, her style and her outfits and whatever are a little bit not my taste, but her makeup is always so fabulous. And I've never noticed this before, but she kind of has eyes a little bit similar to me, where they're deeper set. And I was really, quite frankly, a little shocked about how, like, maybe now you'll go back if you have Hulu and watch this, but like the ends of it over here aren't necessarily perfectly blended. And if anything, that made me feel so much like, hey, maybe my eyeshadow looks just as good as hers. You know what I mean? So I don't know, is it Instagram? Is it YouTube? Is it the really perfect looking stuff that we're used to on this platform, or that, you know, Instagram or whatever, that makes us feel like it's got to be so perfect if you watch people on TV every day, if you really look close to their makeup, sometimes it's really imperfect. But you don't notice it until you're doing it too yourself. I'm just going back in with that purple shade and adding more purple so that it pops a little more. I really like the purple. I'm going to be applying some Ardell lashes, and I want to say these are the Ardell, I think these are just Demi Wispies, where they kind of flare out towards the outside and taper in a little bit on the inside. Here's where we have a few more new things to talk about. First of all, I finally picked up a Real Techniques, oh, there it goes. I finally picked up a Real Techniques beauty sponge, and I gotta tell you, I love how it instantly gets really big. When you take a regular beauty blender and you wet it, I have to like squeeze it a few times for it to expand. This one expands right away. I like this flat edge in case you like bake or you want to like clean up or bake underneath here. I don't really bake that much. Actually, I bake. I bake food. But I don't do a lot of powdery products on my face. I just, I'm coming to a lot of conclusions as of late, and one of them being if I put too much powder, it makes me look old and dry and crusty and so on and so forth. So here's my one thing. I've used this beauty blender. No, this is not. I've used this Real Techniques sponge probably 7 times, and there's already a crack. Can you see that? Okay, so I have to turn my light up because I'm sitting so far back. This is like, what is going on? Let me turn it down. Do you see that? There's like a hole right there. It's like cracking already, and I'm like, I know you were only $5.99, but I most definitely want you to last me at least a month or 2. So I'm using this primer by Pixi, and I've been really enjoying it. So it's not marketed as a sole primer. What it's called is a Rose Flash Balm Instant Skin Booster. You can use this as a mask, you can use this as a moisturizer, or you can use it as a primer. Basically, my skincare moisturizes my face really well, and I find that some of my foundations that I've been using ball up on me when I use them in conjunction with my Tarte Smoothing Primer, which is like a silicone-based pore filler situation. And so I've been using this instead because I can't use that other primer. So this just gives your skin a nice boost of hydration, not heavy. It's very lightweight. It does smell like roses. I don't go really heavy with this because then my foundation will slip and slide around. But if you have dry patches, try this because it will really hydrate them. Okay, so this is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. I have it in the shade 202 Creamy Natural. The one thing about this foundation is it's super runny. So like it runs down my finger. Oh, yeah, but it's really pretty. I've already worn this about 3 times. This is one of the products that I'm going to be doing a review on. I've only been applying my foundation lately with this sponge. I need to wash my brushes, and that's the honest truth. I don't want to. I've been putting it off, but I really need to wash my face brushes. If I don't wash them, like after every use, my face is very sensitive and it will break out. The thing about shopping at the drugstore, as you already know, is trying to guess, literally, what shade you are. Oh my word. My poor kids, they're like, are we going to CVS again? Yes, because mommy keeps getting the foundation shade wrong. I mean, to try to guess a foundation inside of a store under fluorescent lighting is just really difficult. And because I'm not always the lightest shade, I'm definitely not the lightest shade, but I don't have a yellow undertone either, so, and some of them are too pink, and some of the neutrals are too brown, and so, and nothing's consistent. That's my other beef with the drugstore, is that even within a same brand, within the same brand, different foundations will run differently in their shades. Like, they're not the same. I also picked up the Infallible Pro Glow Concealer. I have this shade Classic Ivory No. 1. This is the lightest shade, and I still think it's kind of dark. I think if you are very fair-skinned, there won't be a light enough shade for you in this. It looks really light right there. But this is more like my skin tone, which I'm totally okay with. In fact, if anything, I'd rather have a concealer now that matches my skin tone than one that just makes me look like I have white under eyes. It's so glowy underneath here. If you have dry under eyes, I think you'd really like this. But if you have dry under eyes, make sure you're using a good eye cream too. Because if they're really dry, they're just going to soak up any concealer that you put under there. I really like how this looks like skin underneath my eyes and not heavy. I have quite frankly fallen out of love with Tarte Shape Tape. It is starting to look wretched on me. It's too dry. It's very heavy. I'm mixing it right now just to use it up, you know, so I don't have to throw it away. There's that option. But I won't be repurchasing it because for me, it's just too heavy. It's making me look older than I am. I could probably have gotten away with it, you know, in years prior, but I've noticed a lot of changes in my skin. Not like negative changes, but just like, you know, as you age, you get little fine things that you didn't have before, and sun damage starts to show up. So I'm going to set my under eyes with, I don't have a drugstore powder, so I'm just going to use my Laura Mercier Secret Brightening Powder. I've had this since I bought this for myself for Mother's Day in 2000. Yeah, oh my word. So I've had this for coming up on 4 years, and I still have so much left that this probably would be considered a drugstore price at this point because it's lasted me so long. But I only use it to set my under eyes, so, I mean, you really don't even, I don't use that much powder. I usually set my T-zone just a little bit with powder, but I'm actually thinking today I'm not going to do that because I'm kind of borderline, like, that could make it look too dry. So I like how this foundation looks glowy and skin-like, so I don't want to cover up, you know, that appearance with a bunch of powder. I don't have a drugstore bronzer, and I've heard good things about the Physicians Formula 1, and I was looking at some today, but I'm like, you know what? Don't buy a bronzer just for a video, and because, like, you already have bronzer. So I'm going to take the Laura Geller Baked Bronze and Brighten Bronzer in the shade Fair. See? I've learned from my mistakes. I've learned from, you know, buying so much stuff and then not getting to use it, you know. The pressures of what everyone else is doing. It doesn't matter what it is, you know. Like, you feel like you want to keep up and you want to be able to do the same thing, but maybe you can't, you know. That's okay. Do your own thing, you know. Okay, now I just really don't look like a human being, at least on camera, until I have my eyebrows on. So we're going to go in and do that. I'm going to use my Anastasia Brow Definer. You know, I've tried drugstore brow products, and I gotta tell you, I don't mess around with my eyebrows because, as you can see, they are very thin. And in order for them to really be defined, I need to go with a product I know is going to last. And for me, I've always enjoyed the Anastasia Beverly Hills line. I've tried the Brow Wiz, obviously the Brow Definer. I've tried the Dip Brow. I don't really mess with powder because if you have sparse brows, the powder doesn't have anything to stick to, so it really doesn't. I just don't like it. I just prefer this type of product. And I've tried some, you know, some drugstore ones, and they fade on me. And I'm kind of a sweaty, nasty, manly person. So as soon as I start to exert myself and sweat a little, I cannot risk this. I cannot risk doing this and looking at my brow on my hand. It needs to stay on my face. I've gotten into the habit of running some brow gel through my eyebrow hairs too. Just because summer has arrived here. Is hot. Yesterday was so hot, I could not believe it. I'm like, it is March. I did not miss you, humidity. I mean, my face loves the humidity. It's great for your skin, but it's terrible for your armpits. Now we're going to finish that under eye area because it's looking a little plain. I'm going to take the Mally Caribbean Sea waterproof eyeliner in this beautiful, beautiful green shade. Oh, it's so pretty. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to haphazardly put this on my lower lash line, right at the lashes, and then I also run it on my waterline. This is going to be our base. I'm going to run some shadow over this. And then I'm just blending that out a little bit with a brush. I like a pop of color, and this particular shade is a very good color to match my eyes. You know, some colors will make your eyes look different shades. And I think this makes my blue eyes just a little bit more green. I'm going to take a little bit of Makeup Geek's Shark Bait and the same pencil brush that I'm using because it's in my hand, and just kind of blend out and soften the eyeliner. And then with another clean pencil brush, I'm going to take the same shade we threw in our crease originally, creme brulee. Whatever I put in my crease, I always like to just bring it down onto my lower lash line, even if it's just a little bit, and kind of connect it out here so that it's like a full circle of one color along the outside here. Then I did this the other day and it was really pretty. I took a little bit of this color from Makeup Geek. I don't know what color this is because the magnet's over the back of it, but it's like a light seafoam, greenish, blue, tealy color. And it's a little bit shimmery, and I just take a little of that and pop it right here on top of that green eyeliner. And because of the shimmer, it just really pops. Kind of like an accessory to an outfit. Sometimes your outfit just needs a belt, or it just needs a scarf, or it just needs a pop of color in a shoe kind of thing. Since we kind of lost our inner corner highlight, I'm going to go back into the Mirage, throw that down, and finish it off, of course, with some mascara. Can you believe I don't have any drugstore blushes? Because I don't. So I figured this is a product that's available at Ulta, so if you're at the drugstore, picking out that, things from that side, head on over to the Lorac blushes, because I've also seen these discounted. This is the Buildable Blush. It's matte in the shade Spectra. I just want a very, well, if you can see, I'm mimicking the colors of my necklace. I like to match my makeup to my outfit. But I wanted a very pretty soft bubblegum pink. My favorite highlighter from the drugstore. It's even super broken, but I love it. It's the Physicians Formula, what's this called? A custom 3-in-1 for face and eyes. It looks like this. Mine's actually busted, but I like to use these shades. Now, of course, you can mix all of them and it'll be darker, but I like to concentrate in the lighter colors. So for lips, I'm going to be using a ColourPop lip liner. This is the shade Bound. And then for my lip color, I'm going to be using ColourPop's Westie. It's a very cool toned pink. These are really good. I really enjoy them. This is the matte finish, but it's not like a liquid lipstick matte. It's a creamy matte. And because I like gloss, I'm going to be putting a little bit of the NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Meringue on top. So this is the finished look. I love the juxtaposition of a cool toned icy lavender next to a very pretty seafoam green. I think green. I think that just screams spring and new life and color. Oh my gosh, I'm so over the dead winter darks. I'm so excited about wearing bright colors again. I tend to wear my clothes very seasonally. So you'll see a lot of bright pinks and greens and oranges and teals when in the spring and summer from me, and then you'll see a lot of dark grays and blacks and burgundies and navies in the winter. But you know what? I kind of like to dress that way. Not that you can't vice versa or whatever, but there's just something about the spring colors when it starts to warm up. It just gives you such an excitement about life. So thank you guys so much for watching today. Do not forget to subscribe on your way out. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed yourself today. And if you would like me to continue to do Get Ready With Me's, specifically drugstore ones, stay tuned for my next video. It's going to be a haul. I love each and every one of you. I hope you have a very awesome, wonderful, blessed day. Love you so much. Bye, guys.